Or this is someone, me, that usually doesn't like taking their shirt off in public. But I don't have my dentures in. And that's okay. If I could put them in, it would just change the way I look. It doesn't change me. Well, it kind of does, I guess. Self-confidence. About January 15th, 2025, I woke up one morning. There was a lot of snow on the ground. And I didn't feel good. I threw up. This black stuff all over the floor, and I didn't make it to the bathroom in time. I did make it to the bathroom because I kept throwing up. And it was all this black stuff. It looked like a whole lot of coffee grounds mixed in to make almost like a shake. It was the weirdest stuff I have ever seen. And I called Terry. I told him I had to go to the emergency room, so I took myself to the emergency room. But, I found out that I had a cancer in my colon, which was actually in a gut it had been there for 2 years, they thought, and it had kind of pretty much blocked that gut that it was in. I made a video about that. I didn't say what was wrong with me in the video. I just said I was in the hospital for 10 days and we've been going to chemotherapy there's a place in my window where hail hit the plastic and broke it. There's another place up there above it, and what I did was cover it with hard plastic, and then I glued things around it. It looks kind of nice. Well, they cut my gut, about a foot section of my gut out where the cancer was, and then they reattached it. And then after that, they said I would have to go to chemotherapy for 12 sessions, one session every 2 weeks. Plus, I would come home with a bag of, where is it at? Of chemotherapy stuff in this, and it's hooked to my port, which is right there. There's a needle in there, and this goes up here and comes up here and attaches to there. And then there's a vein, a tube in my neck right here that ends right there, and I guess that's where the chemical comes out. All this is painless, really. So this is enough chemotherapy stuff in here. After I sat at the chemo place for about 4 to 5 hours getting chemo treatment there, then I bring this home with me for 2 days, and then I go back tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. I did it on Tuesday, and I did it on Tuesday, and then I brought this home with me in my port, and then I'll take this back tomorrow, and they'll take it out. It's all painless. It is. The chemotherapy treatments are painless. They said, I would have all these side effects. It's pretty weird. I really hardly haven't had any side effects. I've had 4 chemo treatments, and I have 8 more to go. They think that after all those, shoot dye up into your body so they can see if there are still any cancer cells left. They're doing this because there was a microscopic little tiny cell in one of my lymph nodes and about 4 or 5 in fat tissue outside of my gut. And the chemotherapy kills all that. I guess I took my shirt off. I wanted to show you this stuff here. And I also have a cut. I can't see all this stuff. But cutting wouldn't be as bad. I thought they would go in and kind of blast it out and remove it in parts. But I guess they didn't do that because I've got a cut about 4 inches below my navel, and it goes up about 5 inches above my navel and even passes through my navel. And then I had 2 small cuts on the other side, and that's where they put the camera and stuff in. But anyway, that was weird because it had metal staples. And now they put a port in my thing here. I could take this Band-Aid off. We put that on yesterday. And then it's hooked to this thing here, which is, I don't know what that is. And this is the thing that, where is it? There's a little white thing. There it is. This is what is supposed to attach to my body, and for some reason there's a little computery thing in there, and it draws the medicine from this yellow bag up into my port, and it comes out, you know, like I said already, the chemotherapy comes out here. But I don't know, it's been it's an emotional thing, you know. And it's okay. I feel much better. I do. I feel physically much better now that cancer is removed. I can eat anything I want. And, you know, I eat healthy. And I started weaving again. I mean, for over more than a year, I really didn't have much motivation to do anything. I just pretty much laid around and did what I had to do. I'd go to the gym, I'd mow the yard, but, you know, I didn't do any weaving. I wouldn't really take care of my house too good, and I didn't, you know, paint the things I would do, the projects I wanted to do. I kind of did, but, you know, but now I feel much better. So I guess everything has really worked out good. I'm grateful for that. But I guess this has been, I'm just rambling, but I kind of wanted to show you guys this thing here. I went to the gym today, and then it was like, somebody was saying something to me. We are at a ballet bar. We're doing this ballet this pose. I don't know what it is. And, you know, I'm pretty limber, so, you know, I weave and stuff and work outside. So, you know, I can do all those poses and do really good at them just because I am active. And somebody was saying something today that I was having a little bit of trouble. Somebody mentioned it. I don't know about, you know, we were doing this ballet pose, and the guy next to me, we were doing them, you know, lined up at the ballet bar, and it's like full-length mirrors. You can see from head, they're 12, you know, 14 feet tall, and just a wall-wide full of mirrors. But at one point during that ballet sequence that we were doing, you know, we're standing on one leg, the other leg's crossed over the other leg, and then we bend down, and we're supposed to bend down with our straight back as far as we can. There's a lot of older people in that class. They can't hardly do any of that. You know, they can't even put their leg on their, you know, stand on one leg and hold the other leg up and put it up by your knee. And then, you know, you're supposed to, with a straight back, reach down as far as you can, but still hold on to the ballet bar. But if you can let go of the ballet bar and balance. And I can do that. And then if you can, then you're with a straight back, you're still would like to put your hands on the floor. And the guy next to me said, well, Richard can put his hands on the floor. Well, yeah, I can, that's true. And I did, but it was hard because I've had all this, you know, I'm, you know, hooked up to all this crap. So I don't know. So I turned to him and I told him, you know, I have a chemotherapy bag in, and it's making, you know, medicine is going through that bag up into my neck. He goes, oh, you know, not everybody in the class knows, you know, what's going on with me, because I really don't try to say anything. A few people do. I don't know what they talk about. It's funny, the teacher in the class, I love the teacher. She was and still is a volleyball coach for college, and she's a wonderful teacher. She's just so inspiring. But she says these are stretching exercises, and we shouldn't do anything that hurts. Anything we do almost hurts when you're, I mean, not really, but you know, I'm 74. There's a woman in the class that's 92. And most of the people in the class are my age. Some are younger. Most of them are about my age. I even went to high school with a couple of the people in my class. But I kind of feel weird, you know, having my shirt off and showing you all these things, but it's okay. I mean, I'm 74 years old. Like I said, I've always been shy about, going shirtless around folks. That's just, in high school, it was like basketball. You had to be the shirts and the skins. Oh God, I hated PE class, physical education. Oh, I hated it. But it doesn't, I've kind of grown out of it, but I still, I mean, I'm a gay man. When I see a man with his shirt off, I'm going, oh, let me look at him. But anyway, I'll just leave that alone. It's a beautiful day here. It rained for a week of the chemotherapy. If you research that, it's like losing your hair is a possible effect. And this doesn't happen to everyone. But losing your hair, controlling, personal issues in the bathroom, that hasn't. So none of this is going on with me. Sometimes I pull on my hair and it's like, oh, some comes out, but by I pull on my hair, it always comes out. Anyway, but the other day I was building a fire outside, burning limbs and stuff, and I didn't have a cap or a hat on, and the wind switched and the flames burnt just that part of my right here off, and the rest of it that was long was still back here, but that looked kind of weird. So I decided if I go to the barber and get it cut, that it would look better and it would be more manageable. And laying on a daybed in the greenhouse. The loom used to be here. I bought a daybed and put it here. I also have, there's a bedroom upstairs, and I sleep upstairs. But when I'm weaving and stuff, or I'm resting, I just lay down on my daybed down here. It's just wonderful here because I can look up. So I go upstairs where it's dark and sleep in that room. Well, I was just going to tell you about my chemotherapy stuff, and I'm just rambling on. Video won't be seen by many people. And then, if you do watch it, well, you won't think about it anymore after, you'll go on with your life, and you probably won't, it doesn't matter. I won't really rewatch it. I'll watch it after it's online, because I just watch them on the telephone, and it looks different on the telephone screen than it does on the TV screen. But, I just try not to judge and go, well, I do pretty much the best I can. I learn from what I do in all situations, pretty much. Talk to you later, okay? Do some weaving. And sound is the air conditioner thing and the heating system. It makes this whining little noise, and it's not very loud, but the camera microphone really picks it up quite loudly. I think that I should turn it off while I'm making the video, but I forget, and I just get used to it. It's a sound that I'm used to. Okay, bye.